PSL number 6. Today's Tuesday, February 16th. Let's get started. Find the surface area of the cylinder. So we need the formula for finding the surface area of a cylinder, and that is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi radius squared. So we're going to come over to our picture they've given us, and they've given us a diameter of 10. So if diameter equals 10, we can't use D in our formula. We need R instead, so we need to half that. We need to take half of 10, which is going to be 5. So in our formula, our radius is 5, so I'm going to substitute that in. And then I also can see from my diagram over here that I have a height. My cylinder height is 6. So I'm going to sub that in right there. And then everything else is just going to be brought down. So 2 times pi and plus 2 times pi. So now I'm going to simplify 5 times 5, which is 25. And then I can also simplify 2 times 25, which is 50 pi. And then over on this side, I've got 5 times 6, which is 30, and then 30 times 2, which is 60 pi. So I'm going to combine 60 plus 50 pi to get a total of 110 pi. So I'm going to now go to my calculator, and I want to make sure that I use my pi button, and we're going to round to the tenths like always. So when I put this into the calculator, I get 345.5751 da 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 da. So I want to round this one if needed, so I'm going to look at this number. It's bigger than 5, so I'm going to round up. So 5 is going to go up to 6. So my answer is 345.6. And then to get my label, I need to use meters, and we're doing surface area. Surface area is always squared, so that is our answer for number 1. Number 2, a cone-shaped paper cup. So a cone-shaped paper cup has a top diameter of 8.5 centimeters. So across the top, we've got 8.5, and then we've also been given a height of 12 centimeters. So what is the volume of the cone? So we first start with finding volume by grabbing our formula. So for volume of a cone, it's pi r squared height, all of that divided by 3. So over here they've given me a diameter of 8.5, but I don't want diameter, I want radius. So radius is going to be half of 8.5, which is 4 and 25 hundredths. So over here, it's not going to work very well. I'll just erase both of that. We've got 4 and 25 hundredths, and that's squared, and then we still are going to multiply times our height. So our height over here in our diagram, they tell us, is 12. So now we need to start simplifying. So if I do 4 times 4, 4.25 times 4 times 2.5, 4.25, wow, I can talk, I swear. I'm going to get 18 with this big decimal, 0.625. Bring down my times 12, bring down my times pi, and not forgetting that I still do need to divide by 3. Now I'm going to simplify that big number 18.0625 times 12. I'm just going to put that in the calculator, which is going to give me 216.75 pi, and we're still dividing by 3, so I'm going to actually take all of this and simplify that down. So I've made a huge mess. I'm going to erase some of this, and that is going to be 72.25 pi. So now I'm going to take 72.25 times the pi button, and it gives me 226.9800. And I need to determine if I'm going to round up. So I look at this number, and 8 is bigger than 5, so I'm going to round 9 up to 10, but because that's going to take me to a 0, I actually need to round this one up. So 6 becomes 7. So it's 227.0, and our label is centimeters, and because we are doing volume, we're going to be centimeters cubed. So 227 centimeters cubed. Alright, number 3, find the surface area of the pyramid. So let's pull up our formula for the pyramid. So we actually just learned this formula yesterday. Yesterday was your first exposure to it, and a lot of you were actually doing pretty good with it. So we've got our capital B, which means we need to find the area of our base. So our base is hiding down here, and it's going to be a 6 by 6 square. So 6 times 6 is 36. So our big B is 36. The next big letter that they need us to find is the perimeter. Capital P is going to be the perimeter of our base. So it's going to be 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. And that is going to be equal to 24. So bringing down plus 1/2. Perimeter of 24, and then our new vocabulary term, which is the slant height being what it measures along the side. So that on this one is 5. So let's start chipping away at this. If we've got, let's start on this side, and let's do 24 times 5, which would be pretty easy. 24 times 5 is 120. And then 1/2 of that, or 120 divided by 2, is actually 60. So bringing down 36 plus 60. And we get a total of 96 inches. And we are doing surface area, so we are squared. So today's PSL only had 3 questions, so we are all finished. So make sure that you get that all finished up and put it in your folder so that you keep it nice and safe.